Today, I'm going to take a close look at something called Secure American Future to find out whether you can realistically get value from it, or whether it's just another program that sounds good on paper, but doesn't really deliver in practice. But before I get started, if you're done chasing hype and want something that actually works, check the link in the description. I've posted a video that walks through the business model I'd use if I had to start from scratch today. You'll also see a link pop up on screen to take you straight there. Now, let's get back to our review. Secure American Future is being presented as a way for you to turn your life experience into income. The idea is pretty straightforward. You've spent years or decades working in a particular field, learning skills, gaining knowledge, and now instead of letting that sit there, you can package it into digital content and make money from it. I think that part in isolation actually makes sense. You can absolutely make money online by sharing what you know. People do it through YouTube, courses, blogs, and social media every single day. But I want you to pay attention to how this is being framed. I notice that the pitch leans very heavily on phrases like life-changing money and stress-free retirement. I hear claims about people making thousands or even tens of thousands per month just by sharing their knowledge. I see the angle of targeting people in their 50s, 60s, even 70s, who might be worried about retirement and looking for a solution. That combination makes me skeptical and want to approach this with caution, and I'll explain why. First, let's talk about the person behind this, a guy called Bill. I looked into him and I couldn't find any real digital footprint outside this video. There is no credible social media presence, independent track record, or verifiable history outside of this program, and that's a red flag. I'm not saying every legitimate person has to be famous online, but if someone is claiming to have built a system that can generate life-changing income and is now teaching it, you would expect at least some evidence that they've done this in a real visible way. I also notice how the pitch uses urgency and pressure. There's talk about the video being taken down, hosting providers being pressured, and the establishment not wanting this information out. I see this kind of messaging a lot in questionable programs. It creates this feeling that you're getting access to something secret or suppressed, which makes you less likely to think critically about it. Then on top of that, there's the classic limited slots available line, which pushes you to act quickly instead of taking time to evaluate whether this is actually worth your money. Now let's get back to the idea of making money from your knowledge. I want to be very honest with you here. Yes, it is possible. You can take your experience, whether it's in mechanics, gardening, construction, or anything else, and turn that into content that people find valuable. But it is not easy because it takes time and consistency to build an audience that you can monetize. Most people who try this do not make life-changing money, at least not quickly, and many don't make much at all. I think what's happening here is that Secure American Future is taking a real concept and wrapping it in unrealistic expectations. Besides, why would you pay for this program when you can learn how to start a YouTube channel, create content, and monetize for free? In fact, if you ask me for a more practical route, I would say you're probably better off starting something like a YouTube channel yourself. You own it, you control it, and you build it at your own pace. You can share your knowledge, test different ideas, and gradually grow an audience. Down the line, you can monetize through ads, sponsorships, or even your own products. It's not quick, and it's not guaranteed, but at least it's transparent and under your control. I worry that with Secure American Future, you might pay the initial fee, get access to fairly basic information, and then be pushed into additional purchases that don't significantly improve your chances of success. That's a pattern I've seen before. And when you combine that with the lack of transparency around the creator and the heavy emphasis on big income outcomes, it becomes hard for me to recommend. That's my review, and I want to thank you for watching. If you're serious about building a real online business, go ahead and click the video right here on the screen. It reveals the best online business to start, and it breaks down the exact system I recommend. If you want more breakdowns like these, subscribe to my channel for regular updates.